120. Coming in.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 18-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. There's Goff. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll get give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Cut. 20. 57. Watch the out. Watch the out. 12. 57 for Mike.
Goff now looks to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important time.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Lorenzo Carter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Goff now looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Ready, set.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16.
Ready.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 15-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Now Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
3rd and 8.
So 3rd down, and defensively the Rams have added 2 extra DBs. Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. And Ingram hauls it in. And he'll be out right at the 35. 17 yards and a giant 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, Creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on third.
I got you. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Here's Jones, operating from the gun. And that will be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Check 15.
Hold on. Check.
On the ground, this is Johnson. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. Completes it to Lee. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. It's a Rams 1st down on a pickup of 10. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Here's Goff. He gets this one to Johnson. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd down. Goff throwing again. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. 1st down, L.A. Goff finding Higbee.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a 1st down. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. We're scoreless after 1. Goff on 1st down. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing again is gone. They'll find Everett there, complete. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
The Rams on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Ball. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Robert Woods, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Check the hot read. Recon, 132 fighter.
Jones now. Gonna throw again. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9.
24 is the mic. Hey, wahoo! 24 is the mic.
From the gun, Jones. And Robinson with a big catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
It's Barkley on the counter. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Jalen Ramsey with a sack on the corner blitz.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Now Johnson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing. Because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now a man open down the middle of the field and taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 18 there, and the Giants have a first down. 2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3, our score. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from game. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Giants have taken the lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is now 10-7. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
They've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try to hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Golden, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Looking for Woods that time.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Throwing Jones. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Jones now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Looking to throw. Jones. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal at the Rams' 8-yard line.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. That's complete to Slayton. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here. Rosas' kick is good. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 35-yard line.
Down. 8, read. He's 59. Mike to 59.
And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Let's go. 30 base. Cut.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Aaron Donald. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Looking to throw. Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. That'll be caught by Kupp. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into a huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
That's it, baby. We got work.
At their own 12-yard line.
Ready?
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Trying to lay one up deep. They've got his man complete. A big play there for the Giants. 48 yards. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
Give them maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You circle the Pro Bowl? Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Marcus Golden in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Leonard Williams has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Here's Johnny Hekker now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost not. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Kenny Young Coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4.
Hey, Haywood!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got his man. This is Tate. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. The first down carry here for Johnson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Goff. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Goff. He's got the hook up to Lee. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
Every play is supposed to get a player's best effort. But on 4th down, that really increases the stakes, doesn't it? What about that catch?
Heck of an effort, picking up the first.
And now that team has to be motivated going forward. They just saw a great effort there. They want to make sure it pays off.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks.
The pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Dalvin Tomlinson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one. Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
On the set. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
Let's go, D.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
Ah, you're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
Different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. Now Saquon Barkley. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Check 41.
You don't want none of it. Pick up the ball.
General West.
Switch. What?
Hard. Shoot.
Again, it's Barkley. Oh, look at him, Jew. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11 and a giant first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game.
They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
Ready, set.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. 2nd and 5 now. Jones, he's going to let it fly. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He's back to throw. He finds Robinson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Roll out.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Mike 59. Mike
Quickstone travel.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Whip.
They'll run it again with Barkley. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
All day.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And this one is right down Broadway. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that takes us from second to third down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
Back to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still... You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Giants...